sponsored by TATAPSEN. Again, if you are new to TATAPSEN, a little background that I want to introduce you to is TATAPSEN is big on corporate social responsibility. They always find means and ways to get back to the society and the community and bridge the gaps between inter and intra-continental continental countries. So with that being said, TATAPSEN comes up with programs that will educate, inform, and highlight the importance of things that we all need to understand in life. So today's show or today's topic, like I said, is proudly sponsored by TATAPSEN. If you do not have the app, please go to the App Store or the Google Play Store, download the app and put in the promo code PK, P-KAY, to get you $20 on your first transaction. $20. If you already have it, make sure that your family members, your loved ones also do have it. Whilst we are waiting on Chaplain Nana KOFI NIMAKO to come and serve as a good nuggets, I'll urge each and everyone to please share the link, the Zoom link, the Facebook link, the YouTube link to your loved ones, your friends and families, even your enemies, so that we all can know how to choose ourselves among ourselves and make the right decision in terms of networking as well. So please, if everyone sends a request to at least 5 people, we will have a good amount of number to, break this down among ourselves. Also, I want to say big shout outs to Feel Good Services. In case you're looking for a mental health educator, Feel Good Services is the best place to recommend to you and your family. Also, if you're in Ghana and you're looking for a best place to sleep, Feel Good homes are the place to be, and they are located at Pokwase, Adjungano, East Legon, and also East Legon Hills. So you can actually call them at +1513 372 5758. Tell them PK asked you to come and make sure you get your discount. And also, if you're looking for a home, to own or buy or get it and rent it out, whatever you want to use it for, Feel Good Homes can get you a very nice 4-bedroom house, semi-detached, your own compound and everything, with a nice edifice for a very cool price. So please make sure that you actually take advantage of that. So like I said, we are waiting on Chaplain Nana KOFI NIMAKO to come and actually serve us the great information that we're looking for. Once it comes, everything will be taken care of. Producer, I don't think the bright NIMAKO is Chaplain. I don't think that is him. Looking at the picture, I'm not sure that is him. But anyways, also, I want to say big thanks to all our sponsors, including our brothers, Mr. Wuku and Mr. Kwame Sakpa, for giving us some financial nuggets on how we can actually make things better in life. So next week's topic is going to be relocating to Africa. We're going to be doing this with our very own lawyer, Oni, relocated to Africa with a different dimension. Last time, remember, she brought another lady, Miss Jules from Ghana, who is also a professor at Ashesi University, to talk to us about how we can, her experience relocating to Ghana and the investment opportunities that it comes with. So please make sure that you are taking advantage of that as well. So next week, tell a friend to tell a friend and a brother and a sister for us to meet here and have a good time. My name is Dr. PK OFORI-ASENSO, and I am going to be your host for tonight. I am accompanied by my astute producer, Nana Lord, and also great support from Director Daniel and Director A-Class as well, to bring the show to you, as well as many ambassadors on the back end who will be helping. We are live on Facebook, HRTV, and also Facebook TATAPSEN Ghana. We're also live on YouTube, HRTV. So please send the link out so that we can actually have a good show today. But before we proceed, I'd like to get some updates from Director concerning what's going on with TATAPSEN. So please make sure that you tune in. I'm still looking at those that are sharing the links. I can see only one person sending the Zoom link to people. You think I can see it? I can see everything. I can see everything. So please, please make sure you send a link to your loved ones, your friends and loved ones. Director, updates. Thank you to all those who have already shared it, to those who are.
Doctor, Last 2 weeks, mentima mana mete se obi bu baby wo hono. Ɔse akwa bi bɔ ne bi so na de ndɛ. Na me so bisa question
Why?
mfa.
Why?
Oh, na a class try so obi bu baby. Ɔse baby a
Wa
baby
ope wa sabaka. Ope wa sabaka. And I was on the best my con. Na me actually be refi yeah, it's true. It's true.
na
Obu
ene why busy wo
obu
baby. Yes
baby
sir.
no.
Ene
Obu
ene
baby
why
no na.
busy wo baby nkam kɔtwe ne ba na nko be yi ano because ba na de so ohun asɛm na ɔpɛ so ɔka ne yie no timi ka ma obi ate.
Obu
Anyway.
baby no. Obu baby no. And on the fry. Sɛ adeɛ yɛsɛ noma wɔ sɛ na wɔtakra sɛ na ɔtu bɔm adeɛ ɔno waa
Ɛne wo sɛ ne paa horo a na wohoro so yi deɛ.
wobɛbu bɛ a saa pɛpɛpɛpɛ na wabu no basabasa na wokɔ director what do
Sɛne
you guys have for
wohoro so yi
us.
deɛ wode ne takra sɛ ampa. Mate aseɛ.
What do you have for
Anyway.
us?
2026 is a good year. I think say you better your customers in say almost that so support here. You keep supporting us. Mo nyere mo ntwe nipa ne bebre make ambusuan ho na yensua de enso wɔ platform yi so we get ourselves educated, informed and entertained. Ba ha no at least nostalgic. Unya unua bi ne ne kakasa a wopɛ wo feel well at home. America anke Jimmy Madaroma ne Dr. PK Madaroma ọma kontọka saa ọmụ sị si mfọ nye guinea fowl. Into this year a lot of things is coming your way. Good news. Discover card um sɛ banks no ɛsesa ɛyi so yɛ na ɛmfa tap tap no say yɛ adapted to it so everybody using the discover card can now use it on the app. So that is a great good news. Yeah, fight here no my. Now I can boldly tell you say within a very short space, your wallet and also about them. I think Ghana wallet ever started and Ghana wallet it probably might start from the US. Nti enye te say the euro phone nya ya no the two no this time US any started. The next thing that is coming on our way, very great, innovative. Ubetima you show WhatsApp as and this guy. So you just click on the PPO, tap on it. Then
What's up? Yeah.
yeah, WhatsApp, yeah. Then you just put in
Oh,
send
wow.
money to Ghana. Then your contact, maybe be back. Then the money goes through. Nti, we are actually improving a lot of things. Yeah, best say young for Omo eba no, they will keep on informing others too. Because what you request here no, and when you try say be ya mamo. Nti doctor, ni mo be ni ahyehyɛ ya dey ba. Yes, I did tap card. I think I should let you see how the card works. May any I blaze yeah.
Well, I think so. We have time because we're still waiting on
Yeah.
CHAPLAIN. And if he doesn't show up on time, we'll probably do the tap and focus with Uncle Jimmy. Then once he comes, we'll just switch over
Mm,
to him.
that would be
Because I
great.
don't think I don't think the name by NIMAKO is Chaplin. I don't think that's him. I
Chaplain
don't think
say
that.
what I can be me who should be good on you say yeah.
Yeah,
Papa.
the picture on it is not him, so I don't think it's him. But Chaplin, if that's you, please let us know.
You on. So
Yeah. Oh wow.
this is what we are doing right now. So obiara bɛtumi anya ne deɛ na kyerɛ sɛ wode sika no gu so a na kyerɛ sɛ waa wode yɛ deɛ ɔpɛ wotumi de tɔ adeɛ wotumi de tɔ ticket wotumi de tɔ fuel gu kaa mu wotumi de yɛ wo shopping and everything. This is an innovation ɛba and America it will get there very soon. Canada for nso yɛntwa mo mmɔ mu deɛ mu nyinaa mo ka ho nti this time biribiara da ne kwan so a kyerɛ sɛ yɛhyehyɛ ama America a ɛbɛfa nti monka ho sɛ yɛnyi mu man sɛdeɛ de biara yɛka no. Nti na
But the
kakra
card is very nice.
yeah, it's very nice, very. So you just have to activate your wallet and then activate your virtual card in the app, and then what requested for your card. It should cost like maybe $2 be an abibisa something small be. Then or the scanner go so any baby I will be out to me spend Ghana. Oh baby, I will see so come. That is what we share a bank account.
Impressive.
Say question be also no be if he said there's an idea be or person or share. And mind you, the B2B is also coming business to business. So people or more I think they've been asking last week somebody came on the show and asked so my and so I actually me say very soon the states will have it. Nti wobɛtumi ayisu wo business account ɛde asɛnde sika ama another business anaasɛ individual and prepare
Okay.
no so bɛba very
So
soon.
Motorola has his hands up. Let me pick up Motorola real quick, right? Again, if you just joined, we are waiting on Chaplain Nana KOFI NIMAKO to join us so that we can proceed. But whilst we're waiting, we are just buying time to do more or less like the startups in focus, because once it shows up, it might lead into that time. So Uncle Jimmy, if you are here, I'll probably be doing a little bit of your work today. Well, Uncle Jimmy is not here, so I'll probably be doing a little bit of your work today, just in case. Motorola, please unmute yourself, tell us where you're calling from and your question.
The Pacho, Montemenka.
Loud and clear.
Yeah. Over monthly, the tap, me send this kind of call.
Wow.
My friend, Omo no makasa, up to date. Diga me strisha ko different you cry. Na resist me na butre till last 2 weeks. No more yeah, me friend no who's still no. And was say me nya butre no mo omunya maso. That time so nyumre ya na mko adwuma. Die nche bia me ko adwuma tikra my friend tem no. Maya intimi
that's fair. Me pacho last 2 weeks I think last 2 weeks not mentioned any around this
Who be na host too.
okay Oba yeah
Oba be host too
yeah
Actually Oba friend Oba.
Yeah. Okay.
Oba be no host Oba no near friend Oba.
Yeah. Yeah, Ibisa.
Okay, me number ma yeah. Yenkasa me de hwe chat hono.
Pacho kama wana me mama yisu me nya John you know.
Okay, 780
Mhm.
680
Mhm.
6338.
6338.
Yeah, nti you reach out or channel kwa adwuma pon a then you reach out ne yedi nkomo. Right.
But the time me frame me nyaw.
I will prefer send ka send me WhatsApp on na my respond then I'll take it from there. Right? Because you do baby a course on it me do so crash bi on so a yinti me so yeah no drop me message offer na we nya we drop a message and I say audio I'll see to it for you.
Sika me and do ntro. Say I say me
Then,
send this
I will actually find out the reason why.
Yeah.
I will start even
And
searching
because
if you
time
also bang and also they restrict you. So it could be a lot of things. And drop me a message and then I'll look it through. Why?
That's it. Tinde me jam on no.
Major the state.
Mo Worcester.
Okay.
Massachusetts.
All right, Worcester. So Worcester that'll be Oba Alley. Oba
but my number.
Okay.
All
right. Number.
Any other question?
That's it.
Any other question? If you have a question, just type it in and also, ask. Or put your hands up, your emoji, the hands up emoji, so that we can call you. Director, maybe if not, we can go to the question of the day, so.
Yeah. And then ask me because I will film kakra function me.
So the question of the day, today's question is, what's one advice that changed your life? Director, we have you on the hot seat. Hey. So go ahead and tell us what
advice. I think advice with them kick him. So
let it be more of English just for those who do not understand.
Okay, so when I was younger, right, I was just like PK. I mean, we were rocking the streets and stuff. You know, we used to go to parties and stuff like that, right? And I remember, so back at the days, I mean, I was like 16, 17 years, so I was not riding. And you know, you have somebody who will be taking you up and down, right? And I move with almost everybody. I mean, pardon for my words, smokers, drunkards, everybody, right? So sometimes even the drivers will be drinking and stuff. And I remember this senior man told me something. He said, anytime you go to an event and you see that the driver has taken alcohol, make sure you don't stay in the car. Wherever you find yourself, you just call me. I'll come and pick you up, or just sleep wherever you are. The reason being that he said you all went out and sorry for this, but I mean I should say it because I think it changed my life. And he said you went out and maybe you toasted a girl or something, so you had a girlfriend. Unfortunately, on your way coming home, you can have an accident. And you will not die. If you die, you are okay. But if you lose your legs, what you went in for, you are going to lose it. So be careful wherever you go. Make sure the one driving is safe. And in fact, I was the one who took. I mean, I've moved with almost all the types of human beings in the world, right? But I've never done whatever they were doing. So I'll be the one in front. I'll make sure if they take one drink, I keep one for him. And when I leave the car, I'll just tell you, okay, now you can drink and die. So that is one advice that I think really saved my life. I mean, it got to a point I felt, well, what am I going to do there? What am I going there for? So I just quit.
Oh, sorry, I'm on mute. Wow. So that is something that I did not do in my life. So I don't know why uh, you were comparing yourself to me growing up. Otaibo Media, I see you, big brother. Hopefully everything is okay with you. Guys, please, when you get a chance, follow my brother Otaibo Media. Otaibo Media. He's doing wonderful things in um, the DMV area. Let's go read some of the questions from people and what they actually have. Simeon says, host, tell us yours. Uh, I forgot the question. So
Well,
since I forgot,
I can repeat it
if
for
you do
you.
remember the question, please,
I
please
can repeat it
tell
for
us
you.
what one decision that changed my life.
Advice, actually.
Advice that changed my life. So I have several advices that changed my life, but then one of them that I'll say is more prudent for me to talk about was when back in 2007, I decided to join the US Air Force. And my whole dream at the age of 7 was to be in the military, right? And I didn't know anything else apart from that. So even going to college, my goal was like, once I'm done with college, I'm gonna join the military and just, fulfill my dream. So I remember 2007, I tried to join and I walked up to the recruiter's office. And as soon as I got to the recruiter's office, the recruiter just looked at me and was like, I don't have anything for you. And back then, the restrictions to get in the military was very, very tough, like age limit, tattoos, if you have a child, if you, like, it was so many different things that could easily disqualify you. So I got disqualified before even opening my mouth. I didn't even get to take the practice test, walked away. The second time I went to a different office, the same thing. Like, hey, my buddy told me you came by my office. I can't get you anything. So at that point, I realized it was more or less like a racial issue. So I gave up on that and I kind of like, chilled with it. So I remember my cousin in blessed memory, Brad Kobna, Prempe. So he actually basically walk up to me. I was in my room and I wasn't going to work. I wasn't doing anything. And he walked up to us like, hey, P, what's going on? I'm like, nothing. It's like, so you're going to let one recruiter deter your goals of becoming a military person? I'm like, no, I did not let any recruiter deter. It's like, yeah, because you got it denied twice. So you feel like this is it. So it's like, why don't you call Sasu? So Sasu is one of my best friends and he's still in the military actually. So at that time, Sasu has just joined a year ago. So I think Sasu joined 2006 or 2007. Yeah, I forgot. But Sasu had joined a year before me. So why don't you just call Sasu and see if he can give you some guidelines? And I did not listen to him. I gave up on that and I just walked away. And one day, Sasu basically called me, was like, hey, I heard that you're struggling with a recruiter down there. So what's going on? Can you just try another office? And he gave me an address. I was like, okay, but then I did not go look for it. So he gave me another address somewhere in Cincinnati. It's also in Cincinnati, but like in Korean. So I drove all the way to Korean. Back then, driving 30 minutes was too far for anybody in Fairfield. So I drove 30 minutes to Korean. And as soon as I walked up to the recruiter's office, the recruiter was like, I don't have anything right now in terms of appointment time. But then I'm booked for the day. If you can wait in case somebody do not show up, or in case I'm able to finish early with somebody, I can let you take a practice test. And I told him I already taken a day off. So I'll wait. I waited for 8 hours. I got to his office around like 8:30, and 4 p.m. was when I got a chance to talk to the recruiter. And when the recruiter gave me the opportunity to talk to him, he was like, hey, I'm very tired. I want to leave. But then just for your decision to stay and wait to get an opportunity, I will just go ahead and let you take the practice test. So that was my only faith at that point. If I do not pass the practice test, it means I cannot pass the main test. So there's no need for him to waste his time with me. So I went in the room, took the practice test, and I blew it. So once I blew it out of the park, he was like, hey, you know what? Are you ready to take the main test? I'm like, I can take it tomorrow. He scheduled for the test, and the rest was history. 15 years down the line, I did my time and I retired. And the good thing is, before I retired, I also became a recruiter. And that was also one of the best decisions I ever made. But the decision of me staying in that office was based on patience. And those of you who knows me know that I'm a little bit, zeroed when it comes to patience, right? Because if I need something, it needs to get done now. And that patience that I have of not giving up and staying in his office for 8 hours changed my life. And as I speak right now, I am grateful. If there's a second life and I have to come back, I will do the military again, all over again, because that 15 years of my life was one of the best part of my life. And it's like, I felt so accomplished and fulfilled, and also having one of my dreams, come through. So yes, that will be it for me. So I see that Chaplain and KOFI NIMAKO is here. So Director, if I may indulge your approval to proceed with today's show.
Go ahead.
Uncle Jimmy, we kind of ate into your time a little bit, so Chaplain will just take over from here. Today's topic is very simple: is basically choosing the right people around you and networking. Many a times, a lot of people think, oh, you meet people in the street and just be friends with them, and all of a sudden, boom, you guys are clicking and moving, but you do not know the intent that they have behind. Today, we're going to learn how to choose the right people around us. And also, once we choose them, how to network. So you cannot necessarily have people as friends, but you can also have them in your network, whereby you check on them periodically and also make sure that everything is good with them. But I want to give some shout outs to some few people who made it today. Hey, Doctor is here. Dr. Emmanuel Osei Boachi. He is the head of Menchia Museum. So if you want to go to Menchia Museum, May 13th, they have something huge coming up. Please let me know. I'll be able to get you contact with him so that you can have some good time at the Menchia. He gave us a good talk when we were there. He was actually my mate back in Valley View, and also a very good friend of Chaplain and KOFI NIMAKO. And also Phineas, I think this is my first time. I'm just joking. Phineas, Kofi Barnes, thanks for coming. And Nana Benito, my one and only Sheffield, Drivo, Chiami, and everything. Nana Benito, the original. Guys, let's hand over to Chaplain. Chaplain, welcome to the show. Time with Tatopson.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Your camera is off.
So let me try to share my screen as quickly as I can, because all right, so I hope my screen can be seen.
Yes. Very clear.
Thank you so much. I also want to apologize profusely for getting on late. I actually don't want to give any excuse. No excuse. It's going to be too good. But if you have been in Ghana lately and driving on the motorway, it's been so bad. And so I hope you will pardon me. But by the grace of God, I should be able to go through the task that has been given to me, and I'm sure we're still going to have some good time together. Thank you so much, and with your kind permission, I guess I can proceed.
Oh, before you proceed, since you came late to Chaplain, let me drill you here. This is the only opportunity I can drill you. So let me drill you here. Can you answer the question of the day? So the question of the day was, what decision changed your life forever? I know because you shared this with me about 24 years ago or 23 years ago. So I know one of your decisions, but can you share with everyone one decision that changed your life for good?
It's going to be difficult though. But
Or an advice.
okay, I mean that changed my life to who I am.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So along the line, I had the opportunity to attend the Adventist College of Education, Seventh Adventist College of Education, and I encountered Jesus. I mean, I encountered Jesus. You know, I happen to have come to know a little bit about Christ, and I felt it was a good time to follow him. And following him meant that a couple of things that in my own estimation were not good, I had to let them go. I mean, that's the basic turnaround that I can say in my whole story. My story is a very long one, actually. But
It is.
if I want to summarize it, at a point in my life, I was a teen, you know, I'd finished at the saddle, and I had to go to the tertiary. It was back and forth, but when I finally will have to go to the teacher training college before going to the university, I had that encounter, and ever since it's been good. It's not been the same anymore, and so maybe
Right.
that's what I can say for now. I
Okay.
hope it works or it helps. I hope I
Well, the
didn't
good.
disappoint you.
No. That's not what I was expecting, but I think I'll put that in the fridge for now.
I know, right? But it's gonna be
You
a
gave us a more
long.
diplomatic one, but I'll keep the rest in the refrigerator.
It's gonna
And
be a very
you see the
long.
Butcher boys typing in the background. Those who didn't go to
You
proper school,
know,
you see them typing in the background.
they'll just start coming at me. You
Phineas
know,
says that this could you definitely need Christ.
that's
All right,
all right.
Pastor, take us through choosing the right people around you and networking. What do
All
you
right,
have
thank you
for us?
very much, and
Your
good evening
viewers are
once
listening.
again to everyone. I have been given this assignment of having to lead a discussion actually in choosing the right people around you and networking. What a time to be discussing things of this nature. Getting the right people around you now is of essence. I mean, it's one of the best things you can ever do for yourself. And in this age and time that we find ourselves, social capital is so much important that we cannot downplay it in any way. You know, I want to begin by saying that as a people, we must know that we have a beginning, and that's what I strongly believe. So for me, my background also in theology would push me into making such examples that will be able to bring clearly what I actually intend to describe. But I want to believe that the human race has an origin. And our origin is that we have been carefully and specially been created by God. We have not just come to be where we are. I believe strongly, I'm a creationist, and I believe that there is absolutely somebody who created this world. I mean, the rhythm and the precision and the cohesion and the kind of world we find ourselves in, it is too good to have just appeared as it were. It has been created by an ingenious designer, and I needed to state that clearly. And so from that angle and laying that premise, what I actually intend to say is that we have been created as social beings. We have been created by a God. So we have a social life. So human beings by nature were created to live with other people. We are social beings. And so you see, in certain communities, if you are labeled as somebody who is antisocial, then it becomes an issue. I remember my days in Adisado. There were basically two things that will actually make it pretty much difficult for you to hold any position as a student. Number one was when you were labeled as a chuka. You know, nobody wants to live with somebody who snitches, all right? And the next one is about the fact that when people label you as anti-so, if you're anti-so, how do you lead us? How do you come into us? That was going to be very, very difficult. And so when you were labeled as such, nobody wanted to have anything to do with you. And so coming from that notion, nobody was created an island. We were created to be there for each other. And so per that understanding, I mean, to succeed and to grow and to survive, it wouldn't be in a solitary. You cannot live on an island and succeed and grow and survive. You will need people around you to be able to thrive and strive for that matter. And so if we understand that, then the people who surround you, or the people you surround yourself with, the people who are around you, your inner circle, they are people that can also be your network. And these people can either accelerate your destiny or quietly sabotage it. And so to grow, to succeed, to survive, it would also be dependent and determined by the people who are around you. You cannot outwit that. The people you associate with, the people you find yourself with, they have a certain level of influence on you, whether directly or indirectly. And so the people around you, either they will help in your growth, they will help in your success, or they will help you to survive. The other side of the coin is also true, that if the people around you can affect you this way, then they can affect you the other way, where there could be a sabotage. They could stifle actually your growth. So your circle is not just social. And as a theologian, I also believe in the spiritual, and I believe that humans are spiritual by nature. And so your circle of friends will not just be social, it will be spiritual, it will be emotional, it could be intellectual, and it can be directional as well. And so you will find me going around these themes in the ensuing slides that you'll be seeing. You see, growing up, we have all heard of that popular adage of show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Or if you care, in other words, show me your friends and I'll show you who you are. And so it has been accepted in the society that definitely we are also pretty much the friends that surrounds us. And so basically, you see, we are dealing with two things. We are dealing with understanding the people around you, and then we are also looking at the issue of networking. And I want us to, choosing the right people around you and looking at networking. I'm going to look at those two separately, and at a point we'll merge them. So what I have established so far is that every relationship carries some level of influence, and the influence at this point in time can be positive and it can be negative as well. So when we talk about the people around you influencing you positively, then we are talking about growth. We are talking about you becoming disciplined, you becoming visionary, and a person of accountability. So for example, you are a businessman. For example, you are a corporate individual. You are a Christian, you are a Muslim, you are whatever, but there is growth in your business, there is growth in your family, there is growth in your personal life, there is growth in everything you are associated with. There is also discipline. You follow a certain rule, you follow a certain direction, you follow a certain principles. All right. I'm sure when Dr. Asenso was talking about his time in the military and all of that, he has a deep knowledge about what discipline is because of his military background. But if you have the right people around you, you can also be visionary. I know the good book, the Bible says in Habakkuk chapter 2, verses 2 and 3, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run, that readeth it. So even in the good book, it is very clearly stated that we must cast the vision. Some versions will use cast the vision and make it plain upon tables. All right. And so you need people who will be able to help you cast your vision as it were. And that vision must be clear, it must be written, it must be communicated effectively. And a good vision is not vague. It is understandable, it is actionable, and it is time conscious. And so the thing about the right people around you also carry that influence. And the people around you can make you accountable. It can make you responsible. The people around you are able to help you move in this direction. And again, it can also affect you negatively. The people around you can be a source of distraction. The people around you can make you compromise on a lot of things. And the people around you can actually bring stagnation in your corporate life, stagnation in your business, stagnation in your family, stagnation in your personal life, stagnation in everything that affects you. Social psychology itself also talks about how relationship around us can influence us. Social psychology can improve your relationship and influence. And social psychology has really delved into this subject so much. And so it is, when we talk about social psychology in this discussion, that we're not talking just about a theory heavy or an heavy field, but we are talking about a practical toolkit for building stronger relationship and becoming more effective in how you influence others. All right. And so even in social psychology, it is accepted that our circle of influence, our circle, the people around us, or the people who we associate with, can actually influence the things that we do. So what are some of the possible categories of people who could be around us? Okay. So we have what we call, and I know in this dispensation, this phrase is very popular: destiny helpers. All right. Let me break it down. So destiny helpers are people assigned to support your growth and purpose. People who come around you and they add meaning to your life. People who come around you and you are able to realize what your purpose in life is. There are people who come around you and you don't have a sense of emptiness. You understand? You live a very purposeful life. People who contribute to your growth in every aspect of your life. Destiny helpers are people who challenge you to improve. Okay, and that's the accountability part again. You have somebody who you can you are accountable to, people who will push you to the very limit, people who will urge you, people who will motivate you, people who will push you to your best, to become the best, to become the best of yourself. And that's very, very important. When we talk about destiny helpers, they speak truth, not just comfort. They say it as it is. Sometimes it may be quite uncomfortable. Sometimes it may come with some sharp, pain, but they are very constructive, because at the end of the day, they want the betterment of you. They don't want you to fail. They don't want you to derail. They don't want you to regret. They want you to get to the very top. Destiny helpers, they open doors and opportunities. So you see, these are a group of people that can surround you. Now I'm looking at it in a more generic or general sense. And then, so I'm just giving the type of people who possibly could be around you. And one of them is what we, in recent times, we have come to know as destiny. So people pray, people speak, people talk, even on social media, and they are asking God that one day they will meet their destiny helpers. What they are actually trying to say is that they want one day to be surrounded with people who kind of have been assigned to support growth in everything. So whatever enterprising you are engaged, whatever enterprise you are engaged in now, there are some people who come into your life and you see growth in it. There are some people who come into your life and you begin to appreciate the purpose of your life. They challenge you to go to the next level, betterment of yourself. They tell you what must be done. They will not flatter you. They will not make it sound like, everything is okay. They will let you know constructively what you must do. And that same people, because of what they stand for, are able to open opportunities for us. Another group of people that we can have around us, actually, whoa, is my slide moving? Yes. Another group of people we can have around also could be what we call mentors. All right, mentors. Recently, my church institution charged me to write a mentorship strategic plan for the hundreds of thousands of youth that we have in the Seventh-day Adventist Church. I mean, mentorship in our days is so crucial. It's so important, and mentoring brings direction. I mean, it is done through training. It is done through support, motivation, and mentoring help you reach your goal, and ultimately will achieve your success. But you see, mentors actually are people who are ahead of you in experience and wisdom. And you see, I've been telling the Gen Zs, permit me to use that. I've been telling the Gen Z, sometimes now it is becoming it's becoming a thing that sometimes even if you want to make a statement with Gen Z, then it's almost like associating it with something weird or something they are doing that is not really understandable or something. But I have said that regardless of the level of information we are exposed to in this Gen Z world, it can never come close to what we call experience. Experience almost naturally goes with wisdom. All right. And so people who are ahead of you, they have traveled your path. They have charted the path. They have gone ahead of you. It could be in years. It could be the number of encounters and how they may have worked in your area of study, and how they have gone through the mill, and all of that are people who can actually hold your hands and support you to climb up there. Mentors are people who provide guidance and directions for their mentees, all right? Mentors are people who help you avoid costly mistakes. There are a lot of us. There are some mistakes that we committed. If we had mentors, I am sure we may not really have done what mistakes we are talking about. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am trying to actually say that at a point in time, there are people who can surround you. There can be people who will be around you who we can call mentors, and they will be there to help in your growth. They will be there to help in your training. They'll be there to help you in your direction, your motivation, and everything. They offer perspective you cannot see. So it's just like this Akan adage that says that baby a wo be jina akonya so ehuno obi owo experience. So that could be your father, that could be your mother, that could be anybody. But the point really is that they will stand and still see the same place. All right. And so mentors are able to give you perspective that probably never crossed your mind. Mentors can be there to give you certain advice, certain counsels, certain directions that you probably never may have thought of. And it all boils down to the fact that they have gone through the mill and they understand the nitty-gritties and the dynamics of what probably you'll be experiencing in your business or any enterprise that you find yourself in. There's also another group of people that it is likely you can find around you. They could be your peers. So we have spoken about destiny helpers. We have spoken about mentors. We also talking about peers. So peers are people at your level, okay? Peers are people who encourage and grow with you. Peers are people who share similar struggles and goals, all right? So in the people who are likely to surround you, you can also categorize a group of them as people who actually are your peers. They are your, it could be number of years, it could be age, it could be the kind of enterprises you find yourself in your space. These are all also people that you can have around you. Let's see, that maybe this will be the last group that I want to talk about. So the last group actually is what we call the drainers. And the drainers are the people who can make relationship actually toxic. I'm not talking about just love relationship, but any form of relationship actually. There are certain people who are around you and they make your world hell for you. They are people who consume your energy without adding any value. You know, they are around you, they are heavily distracting you. They are people who are always sapping out your energy. They are always derailing you. They do not bring any kind of value to your life. They only take the little value that you have been able to accumulate over the years away from you. They constantly are a negativity to you. In anytime you have seen them contribute to your life, it is not for your betterment. It is not for having the better version of yourself. Your businesses are not growing. Your corporate life is not growing. There is absolutely no growth but stagnation. There are people who for me, I think that they bring into your life no form of accountability whatsoever. They cannot be people who will watch your back. They cannot be people who actually would be there to contribute meaningfully to your life, and they pull you away from all you have as values. Drainers, that's the kind of characteristics you can give to them. One of them is that they make you even walk away from your values. You don't appreciate your values anymore. So before they came into your life, you have certain principles, certain values that carried you along. And so you were making the profit, you were making the gains. Your family was growing, your businesses were booming, your academic life was super. I mean, everything about you was actually in the A arena. All of a sudden, you have no values, no respect for principles, no respect for precepts, no respect for the direction on which your business is charting and all of that. And instead of you growing, you find out that you are not, and because you lowered a lot of things in your life. So basically, we have looked at 4 of these individuals who you can find around you. Now, let's also take the time to look at signs that you are surrounded by the right people. So we just looked at the 4 in a more general sense, but we want to see how you can choose correctly, all right? So per this presentation, we are just going to look at what are some of the indicators? What are some of the indicators? As I said, indicators, some of the things that actually you are going to see, some of the visible, some of the what other words can I use? But we're actually going to look at the positive signs, okay? That people around you are the right people. Like you find yourself in the right circle of friends. You find yourself with the right at the right place at the right time and all of that. So people who are right around you are people who will help you grow mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. All right. So when we talk about developing some level of mental fortitude, very strong in here, strong mindset about making progress, about growth, about success, about the right direction, and spiritually they don't stop you. They spiritually you are connected with the transcendent. Okay, in this case I would recommend God. Somebody, spirituality is like somebody who is better or mightier or stronger outside of you. All right. And so and emotionally, there is so much emotional exhaustion in the system right now. And so people who will make you grow and have an emotional well-being can be called also the right people around you. So people who you are growing, who help you to grow mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. You have emotional stability. You have a high level of equilibrium. You have what we call homeostasis. Okay, you are balanced you have a very holistic life. When I talk about holistic life, like I've said, in these 3 areas, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, you are stable. Okay. And if you are strong mentally, if you are strong spiritually, if you are strong emotionally, all of these things actually can be of great help. They make you feel challenged and not just your comfort. So the right people around you will challenge you to do the best for yourself. The right people around you actually will take you to the next pedestal. The right people around you are people who will help see your business grow, your academic journey progress, your marital life better, your relationship grow, and all of that. These are people who will challenge you to have a better version of yourself. I dare say that in this world today, we don't have too many of them, and we must be weary of that. The right people around you will share in your vision, and they even help make it more clearer. All right. So even if it's a joint business, the amount of synergy that is pushed in it You know, they come with clear visions. They are properly stated, they are properly cut out, they are properly aligned, and it makes your business grow. It makes your marital life better. It makes your values and the things you cherish, all the positive things are very clear, and they don't derail, but you are able to move ahead. You are held accountable by them. They are checking on you. They are telling you your gains, your positives, your negatives. They are very constructive, and they are actually making you accountable. All right. And you are inspired to be better. They are inspirers. They inspire you. They push you. They edify you. They motivate you. And you are able to move to the next pedestal with all the strength in you. And so these are just but some of the many things or many signs that can show that the people you find yourself in, the people around you, are actually carrying you along. They are pushing you. These are positive indicators that the people around you are correct. Let me use that word. They are correct. They are the right people to be beside you. So if we have talked about the right, then most probably we can talk about the wrong as well. So what also will be the indicators, the negative indicators? What will be the signs? What will be the signpost to tell you that where you find yourself is not a better place for you, or the energy the people around you are bringing into your life are not the right people? You feel stuck, and you regress in every enterprise you find yourself. So you are not growing, your business is stuck, your marriage life is not getting better, your values, your principles, you don't value them anymore, you don't appreciate them anymore, you don't push them anymore. I mean, instead of progressing, you regress or retrogress in everything that you're doing. You're not making the profits, your business is not growing, your personal life, you're not growing, your corporate life, you're not growing, your businesses are crumbling, and all of that. Your values are constantly compromised. You find that your one-time held values and one-time held principles, and those tenets that were actually driving your business and making the successes year after year, now you compromise everything. The energy coming is so bad that those things that you needn't have done for your business to collapse, or for your marriage to grow cold, your relationship to become bad, and your parenting and everything, it will be scattered. Then you find out that those are the things that now you are employing into your life. And once those things start happening, then your businesses and your life actually, in essence, is not growing. You are discouraged and drained. Most of the times you are discouraged. You don't have the ability to take risk in almost everything that you do. There is gossip, there is jealousy, there is competition. You see, these things must be looked at very carefully. I'm trying to be as very practical that as I can. The people around you, they are slandering, they are backbiting, they are pulling everybody down amongst the group. They are jealous. They are jealous. They hate you. They are jealous of your progress. So they are doing everything so that they will destroy the working relationship between you and the other business partner and all of that. They are too competitive. Instead of a healthy competition that actually will be helping all of you to grow and all of that, they always want to be the first. They always want to be the best. They always want the good things to come to them. Those are some of the signs. And maybe finally, you are celebrated for mediocrity. If you were my friend that had my number, you would see that for a very long time. And I started putting up this phrase when COVID came into our space, right? When COVID came into our space, a book I have read years before the COVID, Practicing Greatness, such a great book. Maybe you can write it down and look for that book. Let me see if I have a copy around here. I should have a copy around here. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's here. Let me show you a copy of this book. Now, in saying this, let me tell you one thing somebody said on the social media that caught my attention today at the office. Oh, I had the book somewhere here. No, it should be here. Yes. This is the book. Oh, because of the background I'm using. Yes. Practicing Greatness by Reggie McNeil. You know, if you know Osei Bonsu, the host of Ekosi saying on Asempa FM, this afternoon I chanced on his interview, and he said that if your shoes are more than your books, then probably you are walking, you are not thinking. And in this book, Reggie McNeil make reference to another great writer, Elton Trueblood. And Elton Trueblood has stated that deliberate mediocrity is a sin. And so some of you that have my number, you find on my WhatsApp that quote displayed. And it's been displayed ever since COVID came, because I had to host the entire Seventh-day Adventist Church in the West Central Africa part of this continent, you know, on virtual worship. And so every Saturday, I was online on our national TV, and I was leading Seventh-day Adventists in worship until the COVID was over. And it was that time this book became very meaningful to me, Practicing Greatness by Reggie McNeil. And he talks about 7 disciplines of extraordinary leaders. Maybe one day Dr. Sensu will let us go make use of this book. The 7 disciplines of extraordinary leaders. My goodness, it's a great book I can never throw away. And he talks about people who, I mean, the fact that if you are deliberate in championing mediocrity, Elton Trueblood will tell you that it is a sin, actually. And so people who are the wrong people within your circle are people who celebrate your mediocrity. Okay? When you are not hitting the mark, when you are not really making it, because you could buy them a bottle of beer, because you just could buy them something, and your businesses are crumbling, and your marriage is not working, and everything around you is breaking loose, and they say you are doing well. Okay? They say you are doing well. They celebrate your mediocrity, and it is not the right thing. Being someone of the Bible, I cannot wrap up this section of the presentation without looking at the biblical perspectives of relationship. It is not a gray area in the Bible. The Bible has spoken extensively about it. But let me just bring to your attention just 3 of them. Proverbs chapter 13, verse 20 says, "He who walks with the wise grows wise." He who walks with the wise will grow wise, or will grow wisdom. And so if you don't walk with the correct people around you, don't expect anything different. And so they can only give you what they have. And what they have is only that is what you would consume to the detriment of whatever you are or have been. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 33, a very popular one. Bad company corrupts good character. I mean, it will only be diluted.
Chaplain.
Hello?
With that one, can you give us the tree version? I like the tree version better.
Is it the 1 Corinthians?
Yes, please.
Let me see if I can try. I'll say,
Yonkoboni say brapa.
Yonkoboni say subanpa. Anasa obrapa. Yonkoboni essay obrapa. And you see, and like I said from the outset, what did I even say? Oh, it eluded me. But from the beginning, I made a statement like it's an old adage that, come on, it has eluded me. Never mind. But bad company actually corrupts good morals or good character. Subain Bonis say obra papa. And so it will only be delusional actually to think that you can be in a circle of friends and you would be the same, or you cannot be counted as doing or in the category of who they are. Show me your friend and I'll show you your character is what I was trying to recall. Ecclesiastes 4 verses 9 and 10 says, two are better than one. And those of you in the area of business who did business administration and all of that, and even for us as counseling psychologists, you find that we use that also pretty much. And that is the thing about synergy. Okay, so in synergy, we say that 1 + 1 is no more 2, but 1 + 1 actually is 3. So if you brought $1 million and I brought $1 million and we invested in a business, the resultant force or the end product of it should be more than the energies of the two of us. So it is very, very important that we are very selective in the people we put around us. Look at this. You see, Jesus Christ himself was selective. He ministered to many, but was close to a few. Even the disciples, he still have his best three: James, John, and Peter. Among the disciples, when he went into the Garden of Gethsemane, in that treacherous moment of his life, that agonizing moment of his life, you can bring all the adjectives, that afflicted moment of his life, and all of that. When he had gone into the Garden of Gethsemane to pray for strength to be able to withstand what he had admitted to himself, which was sin, he still went ahead, and the three of them, were positioned where they were to support him. All right. So he was selective in the sense that he ministered to many, but he chose 12. And even the 12, James, John, Peter, could have been said to be more close to Jesus. And James was more closer to Jesus than every one of them. So in itself, it is not sin. So I have tried to look at the choosing, the people who can be around you. So far, that's what I have been looking at. Let me quickly rush through the networking a bit of our discussion. So networking, I want to state categorically that networking is not manipulation. I want you to understand that having a strong social capital is not manipulation. It is connection with purpose. It is connection with purpose. So in networking, there is actually an intentionality. The people you are bringing around you, the networking, the links you have around you, whether as business people or whether people who also have family life, people who have grown in their education and whatever, all categories of people that you are bringing around you, you are intentional about it. So in this time, in this age of our world, if you don't have a strong social capital, you will be lacking behind. All right? I remember a friend told me that if you took your phone and you looked at some first 10 phone numbers, and none of them can give you 5,000 when you are in trouble, then you have to look at your networking again. All right. So in networking, it's not like you are manipulating the people around you like for your own gain per se, but you are building a community of people around you. So in networking, there is an intentionality, there is a deliberate attempt for you to build relationships that create mutual, and the word is mutual, right? Mutual value, growth, and opportunity. So what it is that it doesn't remain a manipulating tool again. So networking is not bad in itself. Surrounding yourself with the right people, intentionally selecting people who can make you grow, your family grow, your business grow, you climb the educational ladder, and all of that. It's superb. Sometimes I look at my PhD work, and sometimes if I want to sleep and names like Dr. Asenso come into my mind, I'm like, whoo, let me get up and go and do work on my thesis. All right. And so he's a friend I will keep. Anytime he calls on me, I am there. Probably I may have not told him a lot lately, but anytime he calls me, I am around, and I'm always ready to help in any small way. Okay, and if I'm sleeping on my thesis, then I am awakened because I know that a friend has completed his PhD, and I would like to call him Doc. You understand? So there must be some intentionality. It's a social capital is very important. You know, there are some of us who do not virtually have very strong support systems. It is not good for your health. It is not good for your mental and emotional well-being, especially in this world where mental health is becoming something else. You need the people with the right energy to be around you. I cannot belabor this point, but to state again that you must be intentional, and there is some level of mutuality. And so it is not just a one-way affair. The people affect you positively, and you also affect them positively. Are we together? So your values, your growth, and the opportunities, it is reciprocal. You are given to them just as they give to you, so that all of you will have some mutual benefits at the end of the day. Why networking matters? You see, networking matters because, one, you have access to opportunities. Did you hear that? You must be intentional to surround yourself with the right persons, because there must be a time where there must be an access. I remember my first time in Cincinnati, and I mean, Doc's house was open to me. All right. Even if I wanted to stay with him, I could have. And, you know, because you have a group of friends who everybody wants you to visit them small. So Doc was telling me about 2 days ago or so that there are people who are living in America who have not gone to how many states, and you come and you are flying around as if it is with my money. You understand? So a friend will call you, can you come around, spend 2 days with us, spend this with us, this with that, and I'm able to move around small. Then I'll come to my small place in Ghana. All right? The networking is very important. The networking, see, there are times when I have to buy tickets. I say, oh, Charlie, they won't come over, but Charlie, I don't get money. I get X amount. You guys will feel sort me out. Oh, Charlie, we got you, we got your back. Blah, blah, blah. Then I get it. Sometimes when I'm in America, my tickets for inner city, I don't buy them. There are friends who will love to do them for me. All right. So access to opportunities, networking matters. Just imagine I'm in US, I'm stranded, and I call on Doc. I have hundreds of people I can call. Okay. But I don't pray to get so stuck to like that. So that doesn't become a routine. But the point is that many opportunities come through people, not platforms. You see, you say, and ahomaso, hey, and diaso na ahoma husro. Are you getting me? And yeah, and diaso na ahoma husro. So for ahoma to get that platform, the dia was the conduit. Okay, dia no nam na so called sro. You would definitely need people to go through and get to a certain place, a certain height, a certain platform for that matter. And so people don't just grab the platforms. They have gone through certain people. And ladies and gentlemen, Exposure. All right. Exposure is very, very important. When we talk about access to opportunities, exposure also comes to mind. You learn new ideas, cultures, and perspectives. Even as a pastor, sometimes it was the exposure that I have gotten that had made me be able to apply the Bible in my own way more profitably. All right. The number of master's program I have been able to do by the grace of God brought me into contact with many people who have many philosophies, ideologies, and things like that. People of the same mind, and we talk about issues. I get to know how they apply certain biblical principles within their jurisdiction and all of that. And it is making ministry more meaningful and more beautiful for me. And I do a ministry that is without walls. So as a chaplain is like a specialized part of ministry. Okay. And as a chaplain, my church is without walls. And that is why you find me in all areas. I build around all areas. When we talk about access to opportunities, you have access to support system. I said that in a short while ago. In difficult seasons, your network becomes your safe net. And during the COVID, I have heard, and these things are public, that's why I probably am mentioning it. I watched a very short video on TikTok from Onua TV on Nanama Background Show. You see, there's an elderly man that sits in the show. I don't know the name, actually. There's an elderly man that sits in the show, and one of the days he gave a very chilling testimony.
I think that's Uncle Fred. He's a music producer.
Oh yes, that elderly man. So he said something that I have had in my mind. He said that during the COVID, when things were very difficult, he just could to take the phone, call Nanama, and Nanama would send 2,000, Nanama would send 1,000, and Nanama would send this and that. You see, so everybody must have a support system. It's not like you're too much dependent on them, but you see, you are not an island to yourself. There are times that you may go through some difficulties, one thing or the other. When I joined and Dr. Asenso was sharing a bit of his life story and things like that, I pretty much heard him say something about, and again, I say that may he rest in peace, his cousin, and all of some people who may have facilitated his entrance into the U.S. military. Okay, and he said that if he has to choose again, he would choose the U.S. military over and over again. I know he was not actually throwing shades at all. Okay, he meant what he was saying. So everybody must have some support system. Some support system. It's not like you are a parasite, but that's what the world is supposed to be like. So that because you are not an island unto yourself, when it happened that you went through some awkward moment, there should be people there to hold your hands for you to stand again. I've heard Afenyo Markins, who is the minority leader of Ghana's parliament, talk about his relationship with a senior Santa Clausian, Kennedy Japan. And he talks about how Kennedy was there for him when his businesses were dwindling and all of that. And he couldn't jilt him. He couldn't, what's the word? He couldn't betray him. Even when Ken was pursuing to become the flag bearer of the new Patriotic Party, everybody thought it was a very difficult situation for Afenyo Ken, but he did what he had to do because at a point in time, Ken was there to hold his hand. Do you understand that, my friend? You need a support system, collaboration. In this age and time, even the church talks more about collaboration. My church, we have several departments, but we have always spoke against getting competitive. We are always talking about the fact that all the departments must rally together because we have one common goal. All right? So you must have that networking to facilitate your collaborative life. You can achieve more when you have people, so to say, than always going on a solitary road. Types of networks that you would need: permit me to start with spiritual network, pastors, prayer partners. You must have a spiritual leader. You know, our first and foremost spiritual leader is Jesus Christ, but he will actually work through people. He said that when I was in prison, you didn't visit me. When I was hungry, you didn't give me food to eat. And I'm talking about Matthew chapter 25, right? And then they asked him, where did we see you that you were hungry that we didn't give you food? In which prison were you that we didn't visit you? And he said, just as you didn't do for your brother and your sister, you didn't do it for me. And so we need each other. And that's an area the Bible talks extensively, like supporting one another, being there for one another. And so you need somebody who can help you connect very well with the transcendent God, because you are human and you have your spiritual component. Okay, so have a spiritual network of friends who will pray for your business, who will visit you in your office, who would ask you about how your businesses are thriving and all of that. Your professional network, your colleagues, your mentors. Don't stay in an institution and remain an island. No, it's a bad thing. You don't do that in your office. Be open, be friendly, but I will talk about that. But you have boundaries. The fact that you have boundaries does not mean that you cannot accommodate certain people into your circle, your social network, your friends, your community. Be in touch with your community. That small area that you live, you don't greet anybody, you don't say hi to anybody, and all of, even in the Western world and even in North America, where for whatever reason they live, they hardly live a communal life, they still have a way of at least checking on someone, even though it is not as communal as we have in this part of the world. At least, let me see if I can remember this. But I saw this news item on CNN. I watch CNN a lot, and it was about that the World Health Organization has declared loneliness as a pandemic in the world. Read literature on those things, and you understand what I'm trying to drive at. That loneliness has become a pandemic, and the U.S. Surgeon General had put up 7 strategies to be able to combat that. Okay, so your social network is very important. The community, be in touch with your community. Don't isolate yourself. You go into a dire need and you will die alone in your room. Nobody will even know that you are in the room. When you go on your morning jog, your morning walk, when you meet people, say hi to them. Sometimes when you move to a new area, take time, go around and say hi to them, that I'm the new person living here. They will come and welcome you, and you build your friendship already. All right? They are very important. Don't say it is just me and my wife and my kids. No. Don't talk about the 21st century and Gen Z. No. These things are principles that outlives us. All right? Growth network, people who stretch your thinking. These are the type of network that, my friend, you will need, and it will help you. So principles of effective networking: you must be very genuine. Within the network of people, people are looking for people who are authentic, people who are not deceptive, people who do not pretend. That's not the kind of people are looking for. People are looking for people who are very genuine. That's one thing I like about my friend, Dr. Asenso. I mean, we have been friends for many years, okay? Over 20 years. And he can be as blunt and frank to me, even as his pastor, all right? And I accept it. And I can do same to him. He knows that I can say it as it is to him. But all is a positive energy that we drive into ourselves, okay? And so be genuine to your networking of friends. Don't be deceptive. Once they find that you are you have a high level of pretense and you are not authentic and you are deceptive and things like that, you see that your networking of friends become weak. Add value first. It is always about what I can do for the group more than what I mean, it's not more about what the group can do for me, but more of what I can do for the group. It's like the American philosophy, right? It's about what you can do for America and not what America can do for you. You must be very intentional. Build relationship with purpose, not convenience. All right? Maintain relationships. That's one thing I don't joke with. You see, as I mature and as I grow, I am not as blunt as I used to. Now, for me, my biggest mentor is Jesus Christ. Jesus was very plain, yet he won the heart of the people. Why is it that when we seem to even say what the truth is, we scatter the people? We must speak the truth, but in love. I hope you share in that with me. And so maintain relationship. Me, sometimes I could have spoken in a way to you. I could have acted in a way to you, but I always think about relationship. I keep it, I maintain it. And so for the sake of relationship, I will find a more polite, better way of dealing with the issue so that we'll deal with the issue, but we'll still have each other. So networking is not an event, it's a lifestyle. That's the point I'm trying to make. Networking actually is a lifestyle. Practice good character. Integrity sustains relationship, and integrity is what you are when nobody is around, so that you now will be able to give what you have. Be principled. Principles are very, very important. Practical steps to build the right circle. Number one, evaluate your current circle. So even as we share this information together here on this platform, amongst us, the 44 people, I want you to evaluate, start making reflections and try to evaluate your circle of friends already. Ask yourself, who are the ones that are influencing you the most? Recently, when my friend visited the Ghana, I'm talking about Dr. Sensu, and we're moving around, I heard some of the guys introduce him to their friends as, this is my godfather, this is my this. I listened to everything. I was watching, because I'm a preacher and I work extensively with young people and young professionals, all right? And so every time my antennas are there, I'm looking for life situations, who is teaching me what to be able to teach the young people and all of that. And he said it right. He's my godfather. And I heard it severally when we walked amongst people. Who amongst you in your circle is influencing you most? And are they helping you, or they are derailing you? Are they contributing to your growth, or they are hindering your growth? That's very important, a thing to think about. Number two, be the right person yourself. Most of the time, people are looking for the right persons when they themselves, they are not the right people. So be one first, and then you can attract others onto yourself. So become the kind of person you want to attract. Develop discipline, be humble, and be consistent with your networking, your network of friends. I don't know which number, but I guess it's 3. Seek growth environment. Go for conferences. Be in church groupings. Go for professional gatherings. Do volunteer, be part of volunteer platform. Sometimes you must give to the society. Sometimes tomorrow I am going with a friend to how do you call it, the NICO department of is it the Leckman Hospital? That is where the wife delivered, and all that they went through. They had twins, and the twins are celebrating their birthday tomorrow, and they want us to go there and do a donation. You understand? Do a donation. I love to be part of things like that. So even when you are feeling, is it the American visa form or something? There is a section for that. Doc, am I right? There is a section for that where they are looking at some volunteering you have done. That's how they have grown their communities and their societies. I remember I brought a group of Americans for a program where somewhere in Winneba, and they were asking me, there were shops line up, very big shops line up at a particular roadside, and the road was very bad. And my friend was saying that how? What can't they do anything for themselves? Are they waiting for the government? And so is that how the road is going to be for? Then now let's go there and talk to them. I said, please, I beg. My community, they have not gotten to that level. It will tend to a fight. Let's wait for the appropriate time. You understand? But my friend, seek for growth environment. As a professional, go for some professional conferences. Sometimes don't wait for sponsorship at every time. Sometimes use your own money because you know you are going to build networking, social capital. You are in a church. You don't belong to any group. Nobody knows you. Nobody sees you. Belong to a group that is building a network. Professional gatherings. If you are an administrator, if you are a chaplain, if you are a teacher, if you are whoever you are, when they meet, at least be there and make friends. And volunteering, I've spoken about it. Number 4, set boundaries. We are looking at the practical steps. Setting boundaries is about defining your limits to protect your well-being. I want you to understand that. Putting up boundaries is a way of defining your limits to protect your well-being, communicate your needs, and foster healthier relationships. Okay? Very, very important. So not everyone deserves you. I want you to understand that. Not everyone must be permitted into your circle of friends. It's not like you are discriminatory. No. You have extent, you go with them. That's the boundary I am talking about. And everybody, even married couples, must have boundaries. Even marriage couples, they must have boundaries. Maybe one day we'll talk about marriage, which is one of my area of expertise, actually, and we'll look at that one. But for now, let's deal with this one. Number 5, I guess, learn to disconnect when necessary. If there are people you must cut off from your circle of friends, do it. Sometimes it may be painful, it may be uncomfortable, but do it. Even me as a pastor, I started this year, and there are certain people I have set boundaries for them. I hear them talk, I hear them say it, and I know what I am doing. Sometimes they are bad energies, okay? It's not like you hate them and you want their downfall. No, boundaries. So learn to disconnect when necessary. Some relationship must be reduced. Your frequent visit to certain places, certain people, your frequent chat with certain people must reduce for your emotional well-being. You must redefine. You must redefine and redefine. And you must release. You must be released. You must let go. You must have your full potential. All right? So I've spoken about those 5. Now let's look at, and gradually I have just about 3 slides and I'll be done. Common networking mistakes that we do, this and many other. And this is what time will permit me to. But you see, common mistakes that we do include being transactional, only reaching out when you need help. It is a not. If you make me feel that you only needed me when you needed help. Yesterday, I felt that way on my bed. I was lying on my bed, and a particular individual reached out to me. And just when I saw the WhatsApp message, I knew she needed money. I knew it. Okay? There are people you help. The only time you find certain people coming to your DM and things like, and truly, Pastor, I'm supposed to pay a certain amount of money. I slept with 150 cedis. Please, can you help me? But when did she she sent me a message to say, Pastor, today I'm checking on you. Oh, dear, and 1 week. After 1 week, you put a message and come a penny, sir. So sending that money, even though I dragged my feet, but eventually I did. Made that sorry. So maybe it was after my devotion, and I'm a kuma told me, and I'm a channel me sending. You understand? So don't be transactional. You only get to reach out to people when you need me. For me to me, bisa. Say it doesn't matter, even with Dr. Asenso, if I have not reached out to him for a long time and I needed a favor. So when you be mama, I mean, to me, I don't believe in that. Okay. It will take a lot of energy to do that, or I'll look for the appropriate time and say, Doc, ube to me, I mantem ho baby mami. Fine. But there are people who are like, it's a mistake we do amongst our network of friends. Stop that. And yes, it doesn't show respect. It doesn't show mutual respect. I said, media udi kind of lack of follow-up. So in your circle of friends, there is a project or there is BB that somebody was supposed to do for you or you're supposed to do for them and all of that. I mean, do follow-ups to check on how far things are going. Because if I was in business with you and you were not asking, you are not asking about the business, and every time it has to do with profit kind of thing, then it becomes a problem. Trying to impress instead of connect. That's also another thing. Connect with people. So this afternoon I was talking to a woman whose son is in the saddle, and over the weekend we met and he's telling me about the boy and the fact that he's seen so many counselors, is not making progress. I said, well, but I think that you must always also be able to connect. Okay? So even in our work, in helping people, you must learn to connect. Once you are able to connect, then they will open up and then you can help them. And so don't try to impress people in your networking. Connect with them. Okay? Feel belong. Let them feel belong. Okay? Make the bonds, the cord of bonds stronger than always trying to show them that you are the best kind of. It wouldn't help. Ignoring people who seem less important in the networking group. People will look at you and they will know the kind of person you are. It doesn't help. Overexposure without death. No, you don't do that at all. Let me quickly run. Spiritual dimension. Oh, I cannot end without looking at the spiritual dimension. And the spiritual dimension, I am referring to aspect of the human life that transcends the physical, encompassing consciousness, personal growth, connection to a higher power, and experiences beyond ordinary perceptions. All right. So spiritual dimension is the part of life that deals with our beliefs, our values, our purpose, and connection to something greater than ourselves. And in my case, I am talking about God. So relationships are not accidental. It must not be accidental, actually. They can be divinely orchestrated. God, there's also that spiritual side, because you have been speaking to God. Why is it becoming a mouthful? Because you have been speaking to God to connect you with your destiny helpers. God can divinely orchestrate that for you. I don't doubt that at all. So I have looked at more practical ones, and I'm looking at the spiritual component as well. Strategically, God can position you, and I can tell you hundreds of biblical stories about that. God can make you spiritually sensitive, so that when in your daily errands you met the bad person, God can help you know that this one will not help your business boom. This one will be detrimental to your family. This one cannot be of great help. You must pray for discernment in dealing with people within your networking. You must pray for understanding, who to connect with, who to avoid, who to learn from. And you see, in the Bible, discernment is understood as the ability to distinguish between truth and deception, right and wrong, guided by God's standards and the Holy Spirit. All right? So pray for discernment. My brother, pray. Pray about your business. I believe in prayer. Talk to God about your networking of friends. Talk to God about your family. Talk to God about every enterprise you are engaged in. All right? And once you are talking to God, you are asking for discernment. And discernment for what? One, to know, to be connected to the right people, to let the wrong people out of your life, and to learn ultimately from them. In conclusion tonight, ladies and gentlemen here in Gathered, I want you to understand that our lives are shaped by the voices we listen to. Our lives are shaped by the people we work with. Our lives are shaped by the networks that we build. I want you to think about these questions.
All right.
Who are the top 5 people influencing your life right now? Here, I want you to take a pen and a paper or go on the note on your phone. I want you to write their names, 5 of them, just 5 of them. Who are the top 5 people influencing your life right now? Can you mention them? Very, very important. If you say you have a network of friends. Number 2, are they helping you grow or holding you back? Those 5 people, are they helping in your growth or they are derailing your growth? Number 3, what kind of people do you need to intentionally connect with? Connect with the right people, but what kind of people will they be? Then number 4, what value are you offering to your network of friends? Now, I'm not looking at what they are giving to you, but what you are giving to them. Finally, let me close with this statement. Ladies and gentlemen, destiny is too important to be surrounded by people who are not going anywhere. Did you hear that? Let me repeat it. Destiny is too important to be surrounded by people who are not going anywhere. If you're not married yet and you are single, I'm asking you, I'm telling you, if this guy is without purpose in your life, let them go. If this girl is in your life and they are not adding meaning and purpose to your life, let them go. Thank you very much for your attention, and may God continue to bless us and enhance our understanding in the people we choose to be around with or around us and the networking of friends that we have. Thank you, Doc. You can take over, please.
Thank you very much, Chaplain and KOFI NIMAKO. You have done what Napoleon couldn't do. I must say, on behalf of the entire team, we are very excited. We wish we had a lot of time to ask a lot of questions, but for the time being, we are going to open room for 5 questions. 5 questions. Oh, wow. So
Doc,
please.
sorry. Doc, I see someone who wrote at this school here, you definitely needed Christ.
Well, yeah, that's from Phineas, and guess the school that he went to.
Forgive me, but that I find that very interesting. Huh?
Guess the school that he went to. Phineas went to Boutique. So it's not surprising that he said that. But I have a comment from Chaplain. Can you hear me? You're on mute.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. I have a comment from the veteran actress. Do you remember Vivian Archer, Miss Vivian Archer?
Yeah.
The veteran actress. She's disguising herself with the name Ajo Vivian. Yeah, she says, God bless your ministry.
Thank you.
Miss Vivian
Thank
Archer.
you.
I know some of you used to watch her when you were like 3 years old or even in diapers. She has been in the movie industry for a very long time and still looking young. Like, how we used to watch her back on the screens. I want to say
you.
thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule and coming to join us on the show. We are forever grateful. This message is from Simeon. Well, we will all like to filter our surrounding to get the best people around us, but that's not the reality of the world. The doctor is equal to the peasant farmer. My philosophy is that you have to know yourself and what you need to complete your livelihood. What is the strategy to avoid negative energy that may come with all the necessary packages? Necessary evil. Choose your poison. What is your say on that?
I think there is a hand raised somewhere.
Oh yeah, I want us to deal with this question first. Then we're gonna go to that. So he wants to know the strategy to avoid negative energy that may come with all the necessary package.
Yes. Yeah, so the first and foremost is for you to know to set boundaries. Set boundaries to impede that negative energy that is coming. Okay. And because you want to be polite with people, you can also bring their attention to it. And like I told you, at a point in time, you just have to set boundaries and reduce access of people to you because they are not affecting you positively and they are not making any meaningful impact in your life. They are only bringing distraction. Unfortunately, if that is what it is, then you must set boundaries. You see, Doc, the issue about boundary, it's a whole topic on its own. The thing about boundaries. And like I told you, even in marriage, where marriage is the closest relationship on earth that comes closer to the relationship between God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. Let me repeat that again. The closest relationship that comes nearer to the relationship that exists between the triune God is the marital relationship. Even in that marital relationship, there is boundaries, and that boundaries is not there to destroy the marriage, the marital home, but it is to make it better. All right. So when people are bringing bad energy to you, give them the boundaries, and then the boundaries now you can unpack it or you can break it down. Now you are limiting the number of times you see them, the number of times you call them, the number of times, everything. Like if they are destroying your business, then you set boundaries that they don't come to the extent where their negative energies can actually affect the business and all of that. And you must be bold to do that. You must be confident to do that.
All right. So Zoom user says, this is very phenomenal, sir. Thanks so much for this education. Phyllis Nanekia says, thank you so much. At least I have come to understand the real meaning of destiny helper, but not the ones most pastors preach about. And that is a very deep one coming from Phyllis. Rexford says, nice presentation. At this point, we're going to take our only three callers. And I wish we could have a female in there to balance to have a diverse, background. But I'll go with Bright NIMAKO. Now, Chaplain, where are you from? Your name NIMAKO, where is it from?
My father comes from a village near Obuasi called Kwapia.
Oh,
so that's where our name is from. Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Bright NIMAKO, where are you calling from?
This is Patrick inside Patrick Che.
Pastor Che.
Yes,
Pastor Che. A very good friend.
I'm speaking from Michigan.
Yeah.
Okay. Your Zoom says that Patrick Bright NIMAKO. That's why I said Bright NIMAKO.
And yes, Chaplain NIMAKO. But you know how we call him Chaplain. You know how we call him NIMAKO. He's. I like your presentation, and I'm very, very glad you presented a very deep message for us. And I think we need to all respect boundaries, right? So that we can live well. Because some people, when you step on their toes, they are not able to forgive you. So if you respect boundaries, and sometimes we play with people and we make some jokes that are very dangerous. We should be very careful, respect one another, so that we can live well. I'm very grateful for this presentation, NIMAKO.
Thank you, Patrick.
All right, thank you very much, sir. I think it's well understood, and I do agree with you. I mean, when I was younger, I used not to forgive when you step on my toes, but now I have found Christ. Chaplain NIMAKO will tell you, back in the days, once you step on this toe, you're not going anywhere without a payment. Because, I mean, Chaplain, to be honest, back in the days, I felt like you knew what you were doing and you did it on purpose. So why should I forgive you? I must pay you twice what you did, and hopefully you won't do it again. And if you do it again, we'll quadruple the number. But we are finding Christ. So we are we're on the path of progress. The way you said the amen, no, I didn't like it. The way you said it.
Oh, no, I'm changing it. Amen.
There you go. Now people will believe me. Zoom user, please unmute yourself and tell us where you're calling from.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, we got a female finally.
Yes. Yeah, this is Fatima, but I think I had something to do with it has something to do with my connections. That's why you can't see my name.
No, that's okay.
All right. I have a scenario. Thank you so much, sir, for this beautiful presentation. Some of your education touched a story in my life, and I want your answers on this.
Okay.
At a point in my life, I moved to settle in an area in Ghana. And through that, my first time of staying there, I went around to greet people, to let them know that, hey, I'm your new neighbor, this, that. Unfortunately, because I was so young, and the regional director was given a pickup. And so most of the time when I pass around, I don't know, I greet before I go to my house. One day, something unfortunate happened. Armed robbers came to my house and stole the pickup. Unfortunately, it happened around 2 a.m. When that was happening, there was a nearby officer's security man watching the whole incident. And so, after watching the whole thing, the robbers took my car away. Early in the morning, the security officer in my office came to weed my compound, outside my compound. And then the man rather came to narrate the whole story to the security officer who is within my place. And he went back that very day, not knowing, he went to tell his boss that I witnessed all that happened on that day when the lady's car was stolen. And the boss asked him that, why didn't you raise an alarm? He said, we thought she doesn't respect, she doesn't greet anybody because she's a young director. She's always in a big car. She won't even stop to greet. And the man got so furious. I don't want to mention the man's name, but he was a big bank manager in that area. The man got so furious. He said, but that's very bad of you. This is a young lady staying there with his little kids. And if you realize that armed robbers are doing such and such, and you're a bit far away and you could witness all these things, why didn't you raise an alarm for the police to come and arrest the people? And they've stolen the young lady's car away, which is government property. And lo and behold, he was sacked. Why am I narrating this story? It ended up like most of them knew me that I always walk around and greet, but they don't reciprocate. But I can't force people to like me. But I will play my part anyway. And so I'm asking, how do I ensure that whatever good or intention that I have to get closer to people, they will also reciprocate? Because somebody assumed that I'm a bad person. And based on that, he kept quiet for my car to be stolen. So how do I reciprocate, or how do I ensure that somebody reciprocates the kindness I go
Fatima,
out?
I think your point is well made. Due to time factor, we'll let Chaplain go into it so that we can call
Thank you.
Francis.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, that was very unfortunate. But you see, that's what we have been talking about. So you find out that not everybody around you adds up to your energy. So this particular individual, if you lived in that society, if you still live there, then at least you would have known what he represents in that vicinity. All right. So you will know how to even deal with them. You probably will not hate them once they are downfall, but they don't add anything and they don't mean well for you. So you just cut them off. All right. It's not like when you're Christian or you're not a Christian anymore. You still are a Christian. But the point is that they don't, and sometimes for no reason, people will hate you. Are you getting me? Not everybody around, no matter what you do, there's one person, regardless of how you walk, how you talk, and the politeness and everything good that you do, they just don't like you. So you have people like that. And so, you know, he paid for his action as well. And like you said, he was either dismissed or something because it was bad enough. You could have called the police or something or help raise an alarm so that these people will either bolt or leave your car alone and for you to enjoy your car with your family. But it didn't happen like that. And so such an individual, if he was still in your area, then you know who they are. You know that you can't count on them. So you next time you put better security measures at your place than to think that I have a neighbor who, when I'm in trouble, would do that. And the fact that he did that does not mean that everybody around that area probably will do the same thing. Just that proximity-wise, he may have been the closest to have raised an alarm, and he didn't do it. All right. So you get to know who they represent and who they are. Unfortunately, sometimes it happens like that, but you learn your lesson, and then you know who within the vicinity you can trust and depend on in times like this. Sorry about that experience.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up with Francis, and we'll move forward. Francis, please unmute yourself and tell us where you're calling from.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. So my name is Francis. I'm speaking from Montreal, Canada. So first of all, I just want to do it quicker. I mean, the presentation was good, but it was very lengthy. And also, I thought it could be more collaborative. So we could, collaborate on the slides, because I wrote some points down, but the time is already fast spent. So please, on our next presentation, because this is my second time joining Tap Sense presentation. Pretty stuff to be very educative, but I think it has to be more collaborative, so we can participate more effectively in the conversation, rather than just staying back and contributing after the presentation. Because, like I said, I've got a lot of questions here, but I cannot ask them because the time is already gone. And so maybe another time we could talk about it. All right. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Francis. But to what you said, we do have topics that are collaborative that we treat it in a panel setting. And I think we already spoke about this before, where myself, producer, I also talk about it on the HITV platform. If people want to be panelists, there are some topics that we treated as such. And also we do have topics that are only presentation mode, and it's going to be presented in that way. Once it's done, we're going to allow people to ask questions so that we can, get those questions in. Because some presentations, once you get interjections, you may lose your train of thought. And again, that is how it's designed, for it to be more informative. But we do have like the relocation program that we have started. It's a collaborative topic with panelists that are selected to come on it. So if you still have questions, it will still have to wait to the end, because let's be honest with ourselves. If we open it up for every single one, which is not the theme of this show, it will end up becoming haphazardly and we'll never always get to the end. Because Francis may ask some great questions that are in line or in tune with the topic that we are dealing with. But maybe me, let me use myself as an example. I don't want to mention anybody. Maybe me, I am going to come and just throw it all off. And it's going to create now something that's supposed to be educative is going to end up being argumentative or in a debate forum. So I do understand where you're coming from. And all things being equal, it would have been ideal. But for the purpose to have a smooth sailing process, this is always going to be like it's a 1 hour, 30-minute show. Then after that, we hand over to TATAPSEN for them to do the focus aspect. I hope we're on the same page.
Yeah. I think yeah, what you said is correct. I mean, but topics like networking, the reason why I joined is that I wanted to see if we do have an opportunity to collaborate. I mean, talk about, programs, meetups, stuff like that. That was my intention when I read your email. So throughout the day, I just set an appointment to join. But it was a great presentation. Never get wrong. I mean, it was a great presentation. It's got a lot of information out of it. I mean, you talked about value to the marketplace and all of that. Maybe I wasn't expecting that route of
exactly, and I do understand that. I do understand that.
All right.
Appreciate you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we draw the curtains for tonight's show. It was a good one with our very own chaplain and KOFI NIMAKO. This is not his first time on HRI TV, but this is his first time on Time with TATAPSEN. And we want to say a big thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, even in Ghana, staying up with us till 12 o'clock. And those of you in the UK and those of you in different parts of the world, I mean, Canada, some part of Canada share the same time with some part of America. So we are in the same boat. But those of you outside Canada and US, we want to say thank you very much for spending time with us. At this point, I'm going to call upon Director to actually sign out with Pastor Nana NIMAKO. Then after that, I'm going to hand over to Uncle Jimmy to deal with any issues that people have or the questions that they want to talk about. TATAPSEN. Director. I think Director is not on the call. So Uncle Jimmy, if you can sign Pastor Nana NIMAKO for us, if you can sign him out, we'll be grateful.
Okay, Doc. On behalf of TAP USA, we say big thank you to Chaplain Nana KOFI. It's such a wonderful presentation. And we pray that next time Director PK, you bring him back. Thank you once again, Nana. God bless you.
He's definitely going to come back. He's good friends with Professor Ando, so they will both be doing a substitute, in and out. So actually, he's going to come back.
That would be great. That would be great.
Thank you very much, Uncle Jimmy, and thank you very much, Chaplain. Want to say God bless you, and to everyone that watched us. Again, most importantly, I want to say thank you to my producer director for holding us down all this while, and hope to see better shows come up and great ideas. Like our brother, I think his name was Frank, right? The one that just spoke. Was it Francis? Francis. Like I said, these are the things that we want to hear and see on the HRE TV platform. So if you're not part of the platform, please join the platform and come up with your decisions, or not your decision, but your suggestions on how you want some things to, go on right here on the show, so that we can all collaboratively, brainstorm together. But with that being said, I want to say thank you all, and we are most grateful for your support right here on HRE TV on the Time with TATAPSEN. At this point, I'm going to hand over to our very own Uncle Jimmy and the ambassadors.